The game features puzzle solving and courtroom sessions. The story of it involves with two main characters, Professor Layton and Phoenix Light. Two games collaborate with each other very well, so that you can enjoy a good mix of them at once. At Labyrinth City, a fantasy becomes a true story. Professor Layton and Ace Attorney are challenged by the town's mysteries and the witch trial. This time, it is not only Layton who needs to solve a puzzle to proceed a plot, but also Phoenix Light and Maya. You even see characters from Ace Attorney in the puzzle itself. In court, a player is asked to find the contradiction in evidence and testimony. Of course, Layton and Luke appear there as your enemies or friends. A new feature, where you will hear testimony from more than one witnesses, has been also added in the game. Here we have a producer of Ace Attorney series, who is also a writer of this new game. Let's hear what he has to say about it. Hello, I am Takumi Shu. On Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney, I am a director for Ace Attorney part of the game, also a writer of the story. In the beginning of 2010, a president of Level 5, Mr. Hino, came to me and approached me with an idea of the game. At an earlier stage of the project, I was just an editor. But on the process of discussing it with Mr. Hino, he suggested me that we should make the game something genuine, and I, who wrote a story for Ace Attorney series, should be the writer of the game's storyline. Then I thought that's very honorable, and then before I know it, I was in charge of it. It's a fact that he convinced me very well. I visited Level 5's office many times and talked with Mr. Hino and his staff member. We have brainstormed together to create some new ideas. Back then, Mr. Hino gave me some kind of homework every time at the end of the session, and I turned it in the next session. Personally, I found it difficult to get approval from him. So you could say the game wasn't made without a conflict. You see that Ace Attorney series has speedier and more dramatic effects than Professor Layton series, which is quieter and more picture book-like effects. So we sometimes needed to discuss things like how much sound effects we should put in the game. I wanted the game to take place in a world somewhat different from the usual world from Ace Attorney series. And it did not take much time for us to come up with the keyword, a witch trial. Then somebody said that it would be interesting to see Phoenix Light and Professor Layton being confused by a magic that happens to exist in the world there. I think that would really inspire me and motivated me throughout the production of the game. It's been a while since I did the last Ace Attorney series. I had a fun writing the new story. Just thinking about Light and Maya visiting the medieval world made me smile. Especially if you have been a fan of the series, I would imagine you would love things like Maya goes outspoken against Mr. Layton. There are many scenes in the game which you'd expect to see, and I really enjoyed making. I think you can definitely enjoy it. I feel like I flatter myself. Even though Professor Layton was not a character which I created, I had this image of how Professor Layton would act in my story. It was very exciting to present what I did with Layton to Mr. Hino, who is the creator of Professor Layton series. While he thinks Layton as a very cool gentleman or hero, I think Layton as a guy who is more deep and has more interesting aspects. And this different image with Professor Layton between me and Mr. Hino made the game more thrilling. The theme of game is a witch trial, and the world is medieval, and the people there use magic, so no one doesn't listen to a scientific approach which Phoenix used to use. What I try to put in the game here is like a rule of magic he would have to learn and use it to dramatically win the trial. Also, I added a new feature in the game. A testimony used to be heard from one witness at a time. However, this time around, you would have to deal with multiple witnesses at once, who have each strong character and personality as usual. Implementing a new system like that was quite a challenge for me. As you can see the title of the game, from an earlier stage of the project, we already had a plan to include the things that features a battle between Phoenix and Professor Layton. So you would see these two fighting in court, as well as in puzzle solving, when they are in the town to solve a mystery. Of course, they are not always against each other, they often work together as well. So, as a strong point of the game, I would say it's being able to see these two together. This was my first time experience to make a game with other company. What I found through making this game was working together with people who has different opinions, cultures, and set of values gave me a chance to objectively see what we had been doing, and I really think I learned a lot from it. Yeah, we had a lot of fight, especially when the production was almost finished. I would love to show you the email that I wrote to them. We had a fight over things from time to time, but I think it was important overall to have this kind of environment that we can say what we really think to each other. In usual Professor Layton series, Layton and his friends go on an adventure in a picture book-like an European-style world. In this new game, Phoenix Light and Maya Pei from Ace Attorney series pay a visit to the world. Combining two series together, I think it was finished as a gorgeous, festive, and spectacular looking game, like a lunchbox with variety of side dishes. So please try it out to see it for yourself. Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney from Level 5 will be released on November 29th in Japan.